Hello, my most amazing artist. I would like to introduce you to an artist named Wayne Thiebaud. He was an American painter who was born in 1920 in Mesa, Arizona. He was known for his colorful works of common objects, especially desserts like pie, ice cream, and pastries. These artworks used a lot of repetition, that means an object over and over again, and shadows. These paintings displayed American sensibilities of everyday life. Wayne Thiebaud actually lived in Los Angeles and worked for Walt Disney Studios for a while in the animation department as a cartoonist. He also served in the Air Force. Today, we are going to be creating a cake like Wayne Thiebaud. You are going to start with a pencil first. You will need to make a table or a straight line at the bottom of your page. Then you're going to make a long, big oval. Add 2 straight lines down from your oval and a curve to connect them. Then you are going to need an eraser to erase the inside line. After that, you'll make a slice out of your cake by adding an upside down letter V. Then draw 2 lines down to the bottom and another letter V at the end. Then you're going to erase the 2 lines of your curves. Then you can draw a straight line down the middle like an arrow. If you want something inside of your slice of cake, like another layer, you can draw that in too. Then you'll want to draw some kind of a plate for your cake to go on. If you want to stop there, that's fine, but you can also draw some different details on your cake. Remember to keep them simple. For instance, on this cake, I think I want to make a unicorn cake. You could make a different animal too, like a cat or a dog. Or maybe you really like Harry Potter and want to make a Harry Potter cake. It's up to you. Once you're done drawing, now it's time to trace with a Sharpie and erase using an eraser. Trace and erase. Wayne Thiebaud used something called value in his work. Value is the lightness and the darkness of a color, from light to dark, white to black. He used value in order to show shadows in his artwork. Value can also be used with color, from dark to lightest version of the color. I want you to first set aside your black and your white from your colors. So in your colors, find your black and your white and put them somewhere next to you. In order to use these kinds of pastels, we need to use water because they're water soluble. So you'll take the color you want and dip it in your water cup. You'll notice that it's super smeary. If your pastel is not wet enough, it is going to look really dry. So you should not see any kind of white spaces within your pastel. This is correct. That's enough water. This one is not enough water. You can tell by how it looks and how it feels. Your pastel should glide on your paper like it's ice skating on an ice rink. You will notice that your pastel may get dry as you color. Anytime you feel that it's getting dry, it is getting thirsty. That means you need to dip it back in the water so that it glides across your paper. You may have to do this a lot of times while you color. Please color in your cake first. Then you can color in the slice that was taken out of the cake. I suggest coloring this a different color than the rest of your cake so that it really stands out. Then you'll find a color for your plate that your cake is on. Again, I suggest using a different color than your cake so that you can tell that your plate is a separate thing than your cake. Now it's time to add value, or use your black and white to add lights and darks. If you get stuck, use this page. First, we're going to color in just a little bit of the side of your cake. One side will be black and one side will be white. You only want this to be about a finger width. It shouldn't be too big of a space of black or white. Just a little bit is enough. Then you'll shade in your slices. Now, you betcha, it's time to color in your background and your table. Your table doesn't have to be brown like any old regular schmegular table. You can color it any color that you would like. I'm choosing light green for my table, and then I'll use dark green for my background. But you can absolutely use any colors that you want because you are the artist, and artists make their own choices. Remember that your pastels should glide across the page. These are special kinds of pastels that are water soluble, so they take water to work. You can think of them like watercolor paints, but instead of in a paint palette, they are in a pastel or a stick form. So again, these are like solid watercolors. They need water to work. They're a special material, and I can't wait to see you all enjoy them.